like, comment, and subscribe for more content. There once was a hunter from Japan who killed monsters as fast as he can. He delivered swift stabs right to their ass and drove them right out of his land. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and also welcome back to my Year of Capcom video series. Every month this year, I'm making a video on a Capcom game that I really like, and last month was Dino Crisis, right? I had a lot of fun making that video. This month, it's September, we're on episode 9, we're about halfway through the month, and in this video I want to talk about the second best Monster Hunter game. Actually, you know what? That's not true. The other greatest Monster Hunter game ever made, right? And that would be Monster Hunter Rise, right? And what do I mean by that, right? What do I mean by the other best Monster Hunter game ever made, right? I'll get into that. If you guys like Capcom stuff, if you guys like Monster Hunter, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe. I would appreciate that. We just hit 500 subs not too long ago. We're gunning for 1,000, right? So help your boy out. I would appreciate that. But without any further ado, let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise, because this game is insane, right? In Monster Hunter Rise, it's really interesting, right? Because Rise kind of rides the coattails. That was crazy to say, what I just said. It kind of rides the coattails of Monster Hunter World, right? Monster Hunter World, I did make a video about it. I believe it was episode 2 in my Year of Capcom series, right? And I called it Capcom's masterpiece, right? And I truly do believe that. Monster Hunter World is the game that got me into Monster Hunter, like straight up. I played a bunch of other Monster Hunter games before that, but Monster Hunter World made a lot of people Monster Hunter fans, right? I came out of Monster Hunter World like, oh no, dude, this is my shit. I love this stuff, right? And because of that, I call it Capcom's masterpiece, right? I feel like the ecology of Monster Hunter World, right? The monsters themselves, the way they look, the way the environments look, the gameplay loop, right? The fact that it's not just about hunting the monster, you have to track it down, right? You have to study it. It's like you're interacting with a living, breathing world and the creatures within it, right? And I really like that, right? As someone who grew up on like Animal Planet and the Discovery Channel, that's my jam, right? I think it's incredible. Monster Hunter Rise is not that. Monster Hunter Rise is like, it's like a different side of the same coin, if you know what I mean, right? It is also what I would consider the best Monster Hunter game, right? They're like tied for me, right? However, Monster Hunter World goes ham on the world building aspect of Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Rise, complete opposite. It goes ham on the gameplay of Monster Hunter, right? And I know a lot of people, I know a lot of traditional Monster Hunter fans have been playing, forever. A lot of people didn't like the changes to the combat in Monster Hunter Rise, right? They add in the wire bug, and these wire bugs, dude, they completely revamp the way you play Monster Hunter, right? It's super cool, right? I would disagree that the wire bugs completely change how combat works. It's kind of like, for all my fighting game fans out there, it's kind of like going from like the Street Fighter 2 era, right? Beyond that, right? They build on that formula and they make it better, right? That's how I view the wire bug, right? I think it's awesome, right? Another thing that they do, all the weapons, they're amazing, they're enhanced. My favorite weapon, though, would be the hunting horn. They completely change how the hunting horn works. It is so much fun, dude. Just doing your thing, just fighting a monster, then you bust out a toot solo. Incredible stuff. Super fun, right? So, another thing I like about Monster Hunter Rise, right? We're kind of just flying through this, right? Because, I'll be honest with you, man. I've sunk in so many hours into Rise. I'm trying not to linger on a particular thing and just start rambling for 10 minutes. The monsters in Monster Hunter Rise. Okay? So, Rise, it's like a super Japanese themed Monster Hunter game, right? And the monsters surrounding the village that, you know, the main story takes place in, they're all based on yokai, right? Like Japanese, like, you know, demons and such, right? Super cool, right? There's one that's based off of a kappa, right? And he fights using like a sumo wrestler type style. Super cool stuff. I love it, right? And then, like, to further sell the yokai flavor, right? Each monster, each time you meet a new monster, they have this like crazy intro, right? Where this like sage is like telling you their legend, right? It's so cool, man. I hunt a creature known as a Stelos. It is a monster who lives on the coast. I hide in tall grass to stab monsters in the ass, for that is the place I stab most.
Anyway,
my favorite monster and the flagship monster of Monster Hunter Rise is this monster called Magnamalo, right? And he's like this demon tiger dragon thing, right? And just, man, dude, what a badass monster, right? It consumes other monsters, and then the bioenergy from the monsters that it consumes creates this gas, this purple gas that people refer to as Hellfire. Dude, 10 out of 10 stuff right there, man. The monsters that they introduce in this game, mwah, chef's kiss. Incredible stuff, right? However, there is one thing I did not like about Monster Hunter Rise, right? And I do have to talk about it because I kind of dreaded every time I had to do this. The Horde mode, I can't remember what it's called. Like the Parade of 1,000 Monsters. Basically, it's like a tower defense mode. It was as good as a tower defense mode in a Monster Hunter game could be, I would say. However, it just... the way the mission structure of Monster Hunter Rise works, complete opposite of World, right? Where in World, you have to track monsters down, right? It took a while to, like, you know, actually find the monsters to then hunt them. Monster Hunter Rise, you basically know where the monster is already, right? You enter the map, you run straight to it, and you kill the monster, right? So... completely different experience there, right? So it was always weird how you would go into this tower defense mode and it slowed down the gameplay to like a crawl, right? Complete opposite of what the rest of the game was going for, right? No idea why they decided to do that. Thematically, I totally get it, right? The Parade of 1,000 Yokai, that's like some famous Japanese lore, right? So I get it, I understand, right? So Monster Hunter Rise, incredible game, incredible package. I love this game. But that's not the end of the video, right? Because after base Monster Hunter Rise, we got the expansion Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, right? And Sunbreak was the Iceborne to Monster Hunter Rise, right? Like how Monster Hunter World had Iceborne, Monster Hunter Rise has Sunbreak, right? Sunbreak is cool because we leave the Japanese theming and we go to this, like, you know, knights and dragons, you know, this completely new land, right? And first of all, we meet the waifu, Fiorane. Whew, my God, Lord of mercy. Whew. She about to make me compromise my honor over here, man. If you know what I mean. Anyway, super cool, right? I love the environment. I love the environmental storytelling. There's a mission in Sunbreak, right, where the music turns off. I'm trying not to spoil this, just in case, you know, you guys haven't played this. But the music turns off. There's no endemic wildlife or anything like that, right? And it honestly scared me, right? So just the way they experiment with the hunts in Sunbreak is incredible as well. And then they introduced my current favorite monster, right? The flagship monster of Sunbreak is this monster called Malzeno, right? And Malzeno is a vampire Morbius dragon. Dude, so cool, man. So cool. And he has these little, like, red leeches, these flying leeches that have a symbiotic relationship with him called the Curio, right? And there's a whole storyline involving Malzeno and these Curio, and it culminates in one of the coolest boss fights in any Capcom game that I've played, right? Just amazing stuff, right? And then that's not it either. After that, the final monster that they add to the game is Primordial Malzeno, right? The original version of Malzeno, which is actually stronger than the vampire one. Just cool stuff, man. I wish I could experience that for the first time again. That's how incredible this was. But just as a package, Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is just, man, dude. Man, I will say I do miss the ecology aspect of Monster Hunter World. That was my favorite aspect of the game. Dude, I haven't even talked about the armor. Dude, like, just close your eyes. Imagine samurai and ninja armor in a Monster Hunter game. Pretty badass, right? That's what you got in this game, dude. Just amazing stuff. Anyway, guys, I could go on about this game forever, right? I really could. Like, I think I have like 800 hours in Monster Hunter Rise, give or take, about 800 hours. What do you guys think, right? What Monster Hunter game do you guys consider to be the greatest? Leave a comment. Let me know. I do read my comments. I'm genuinely curious. Man, I hope Capcom, you know, they're listening to their fans, you know. I hope we get a new Monster Hunter game soon, man. You know, because I need a game to scratch that itch again. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.